Okay, welcome back to mathematicsclass.org. Let's look at part B of question 1 of the CSEC Maths 2020 January past paper. It says a stadium currently has a seating capacity of 15,400 seats. Calculate the number of people in the stadium when 75% of the seats are occupied. Okay. So you have 15,400 seats. So it's like you have that big stadium. Alright. I have all of these seats. 15,400 seats. 75% of the seats are occupied. That means somebody is sitting in 75% of the seats. Let me shade the seats where people are sitting, right, and then you have other seats that are empty. So in this case, 15,400 seats, 75% occupied. What we are going to do is find 75% of 15,400, which is most of the seats. All right. So what we say is, what is 75% of 15,400? 75 per means out of, just like kilometers, per hour. How many kilometers you're getting out of each hour that passes. 75%. 75 out of cent. Cent means 100. I think the word cent is from, I believe, a Latin word, centrum, right? And that's where century comes from. Batsman, it 100 runs, that's a century. Somebody lives to be 100 years, you say they are a centenarian. So 75% of means multiply of 15,400. All right, you can divide down and say 100. There's 100 in here. How many 100s are there in 15,400? There are 154. So I end up with 75 times 154. 75 by 154. Let's see. I want to clear this calculator here from what I was doing with it before. Alright. So 75 by 154. 11,550. So that's 11,550. So this is equal to 11,550 people are seated. There's another way you could do it. You could also consider that if 75% are occupied, then 25% are empty. Then you could use it 25 out of 100 by 15,400. And you subtract that number from 15,400 to get those seated. Another way, yet another way you could do it is use fractions. You know 75% means 3/4. So you could say 3/4 of 15,400. And you do your calculation from that, alright? So what you would have done is to say 3/4, 3/4.75 times 15,400, and that's 11,550. All right. So that's that for this part of the question. Let me just jot down the answer. I don't know if I'm going to need that answer later on. So 11,550. Remember, you must not write outside of this border. It says do not write in this area. Alright? But I'm just jotting this down since I'm on the computer doing this. Let's erase to get some space here and look at the next part of the question. It says the stadium is to be renovated with a new seating capacity of 20,790 seats. Okay, so they're increasing the number of seats. After the renovation, what will be the percentage increase in the number of seats? We want the percentage increase in seats. Alright, you had an increase in the number of seats. You started out with 15,400 seats. And then after the renovation, you have 20,790 seats. So you want to find the percentage increase in the number of seats. Let's see how many more seats you have. What you're going to need to do, let me erase. Yeah, what you're going to need to do is to subtract. You have 20,790 seats minus 15,400 seats, and that gives you 5,390 more seats. 5,390. So you have 5,390 more seats. Now, how do you find the percentage increase in the number of seats? What you do is to say 5,390 divided by 15,400, and that will give you what? So the 5,390 over 15,400 is 0.35. So that's 0.35. That is a decimal fraction. We want it in percentage. So it's 0.35 multiplied by 100, which gives you 35% increase. Alright? Let's just see what else happens later on. Okay, you have part C. We'll leave part C for next time. But just as a matter of explaining a few things here. Alright? First of all, when doing this question, it might be tempting after having 5,390 over 15,400 and getting 0.35, and you want it in percentage. It may be tempting to just multiply by 100 here, but don't do that. In fact, you might lose marks for doing that, because 5,390 over 15,400 is not equal to 0.35 times 100. Alright? 5,390 divided by 15,400 is equal to 0.35. Full stop. Nothing more. That's it. Then you go into the next line to do a the multiplication by 100, so that you have percentage. Right? Another thing I want to mention, some persons might be a bit confused as to what to do with the difference when they subtracted the 15,400 from the 2790. Should they put the 5,390 over the 15,400 or the 2790? Which one? Alright, you should really put it over the first figure that you had before the increase. For example, suppose it had increased from 15,400, and the addition was 1,540. Suppose that was the case. In fact, what would have happened is 15,400 plus 1,540. If they had said it increased to 16,940, all right, to 16,940. When you subtract the 16,940 from the 15,400, you would get 1540. Now this 1540, we know that it's 10% increase already, because 1/10 of 15,400 is 1540. But if you had put the 1540 over the 2790, what would have happened? The 1540 over the 20, oh, not the 2790. Let's go again. If it increased from 15,400 to 16,940, what percentage increase would it have been? Well, I know already that the difference when you have the 15,400 minus 15,940, it's 1540. It's 10% increase. But what happened here? If you had put this 1540 over the 16,940, you wouldn't get 10%. This is 9%. You should put this 1540 over the 15,400. Then you get 0.1, which is 10%. So when you have a change in value and you have a difference and want the percentage, put the difference over the original figure. Alright, so you put the 5,390 over the 15,400. Don't put it over the new figure of 20,790. So, alright. Now, the thing is, we're going to move on to part C of this question, so we will do that next time. So I'll see you then.